Alright, hello there. This video is going to try and help you guys with the Taylor universal plug wires. Try to help you get them put together. As you know, if you've tried, man, it's a real pain to get them together. So I kind of come up with my own stuff here. They say use silicone or use WD-40. I really didn't want to use silicone, so I did the WD-40 thing. It really didn't work out too great by itself. So I had an old bottle or can of hand cleaning fluid. It's not the pumice style. It's just the plain slimy stuff. So I used that in conjunction with the WD-40, and it seems to work out pretty darn good. Give you a quick deal here. You can see I cut all my wires are already cut to length. I've been out to the vehicle, mocked up the whole thing to know exactly where they're going to go in the vehicle, because I like routing them. You know, they don't just lay over the valve covers, this or that. You guys want to do that, that's cool. Mine are routed, and so I want them to lay in there in a certain way. And this bevel cut at the end is like dual purpose. So you'll notice if you put your wire on the cap, like such, if you turn your cap a certain way, it'll twist your wire for you a certain way. Now, what that's doing for me in my case is when I lay them out, you know, the wire's got some weight, so it kind of wants to sag when you put it in. And since I kind of want mine routed a certain way, I kind of spin them just a little bit to put a little torque against it to raise it into a position that I like. Once I figure out that position, I take it to the length of the cap and I cut this bevel, and again, it's dual purpose. One is it tells me which way is up, so when I install the connector piece, it tells me which way I want that to go on. And you'll notice if you square cut these things and you try and put them in your cap, it butts up against the end, and it's like virtually impossible to get it to turn and come up. So I cut this, I put the bevel side up, so when it comes and slides through, it hits the back side here and forces it. Well, I don't know, maybe forces ain't the right word, but it allows it to help it to turn and come up and out of the connector, out of the boot. So I'll see if I can't do one real quick here. I don't know, I dropped one of my connectors, but we can live without it for now. So, get a little bit of this slimy stuff on my fingers here. And juice up the wire pretty good. And you'll want to have a couple maybe clean rags sitting around, because you really can't leave this soapy crap on your fingers. You'll never be able to do this, I don't think, without it just slipping everywhere. So we'll wipe our fingers off real quick here. I'm trying to do this fast so you don't have to sit around and fall asleep on me. Okay, so then I take my boot, a little bit of WD-40, and I fill the boot up. I just kind of fill it up with the WD. Get my rag here, because again, you can't hold on to that slimy stuff too well. Bevel side up, boot up, and it's not super critical, but it really does help when that wire comes through to that end to allow it to turn upward. There it goes, and it's got to apply pretty good force, but you'll see there it comes. And then I'll pull out a significant amount, and there you go. So we've got that done. Wipe it down, get some of that gooey garbage off there. I pretty much just take a pair of standard strippers here. I put it on the biggest end, biggest cutting opening, so because you don't want to nick your centerpiece. And at first I kind of eyeball it. I like a 1/2 inch. I think it actually calls for a 1/2 inch when you cut it. but I just eyeball it. So you got a couple little hairs left over there. There's my end. It's not nicked. It's not cut. Take my nippers and get rid of that garbage. Okay, so I think I just cut off my end. Alright, so that being said, my connector is going to go on just like that. I'm sorry about the video, guys. It's really hard to see and hold this stuff, and the lighting in here is terrible. I got a skylight and the light comes through it, and there ain't much I can do about the reflection. But so you'll want to get that so when it slides back down in the boot, it comes in and it gets in the right angle for you. So I take again my pliers here, and the two little tabs, you'll see they kind of got a little bend in them right up at the top. I get my pliers and I kind of already pre-bend those over till I get something like that there. Take my wire down here, and if you really want, what did I do with my measuring tape? I don't know, I might have dropped it too. Oh, there it is. And just give a quick measure. Yeah, I'm about a 30 seconds shy, so we'll call that good. And then bend that baby under there. Again, I'm sorry my finger's in the way. It's just some tight fittings here. Take that, and then I take my crimps again, the plier tips, and kind of bend that in, then start folding it over. Same with the other edge. Oh man, I'm sorry you guys, my finger's in the way and stuff. I apologize. Okay. And that probably will do it there. And then I take some of my slime again, get it up here and tight as we can into that fitting. And then you got to be careful because you don't want to, when you're pulling it in, it goes okay, but once you get down to right inside, you can't keep pulling because it'll pop that piece right off the end on you. So I just kind of get inside there, then I help it out a little bit. And you might want to shoot some WD-40 in there. It's not going to hurt nothing. I kind of give my wire a twist to try and keep that square, keep that tip square. Okay, so we're in there a little ways. And I take some needle nose. You got to be careful here because you don't want to bend that tip, because then it won't go on your distributor cap very well. I kind of help it by pushing it down while I'm turning, angling it in so it'll feed through. And there it goes. Yeah, you can't really get a little look inside there. It's all in place. So there's how I build my Taylor plug wires. Hopefully that helps you guys out, because I sure could have used a little bit of help. They were a real trouble to figure out how to get it through there, because it was a real struggle. It just didn't want to slide through, but that soap seemed to be the real trick. Hope this video helps you guys out, and maybe we'll see you again down the road. Thanks a lot for watching.